Welcome back to our Monday Health Talk. We want to thank God for His goodness, His forgiveness, His guidance, His provision, His protection, for all He has been doing for us, and we do not even deserve it. And I would like to apologize for the little delay we have because I'm a little inconvenient for me. Today we are going to talk about the importance of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. It's one of the very important things everyone should know, especially if you are stepping in a natural way of living, prevention, and healing. What is nitric oxide? It's a biological regulator in your body. It helps almost all the functions in your body. Just to say many of them. Now, how do we get the nitric oxide in our body? It comes from the protein we are eating. That means the quality of the protein is very important. And I can give a little bit, not in detail, but a little bit of the process of how the nitric oxide is formed from the protein. So if you eat the protein right now, and I want to believe you have a good quality of hydrochloric acid to digest that protein very well. So the protein is going to be broken down to amino acid. Okay, amino acid. Now, one of these amino acids called arginine. And this arginine, when it gets into the endothelial cells, it produces what we call nitric oxide. So that is the process. So if you want to put it, protein broken down to amino acid, and one of them arginine in the vascular endothelial cells is transformed into nitric oxide. So that is the process. That means if I want my body to make enough of a nitric oxide, I just need a good quality of arginine, amino acid. So some people take L-arginine and others. Okay? We need, it depends on the books or you use, but some of them or some of the research proves that you need up to 4 grams of arginine or more to produce enough as we need. Now, we have another amino acid called citrulline. Citrulline also is converted into arginine, and arginine into the nitric oxide still. Now, how much do we need this nitric oxide? How important is the nitric oxide in our body? It helps to dilate, okay, our vessels. It helps the elasticity of our arteries. In other words, it will prevent the blockage. It will prevent the blood clot. Okay? I have enough space for the blood to flow properly. It will prevent heart attack big time. Now, it also relaxes our whole being, help you for good sleep, help your brain big time. They give nitric oxide to people who have schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, all of this brain trouble, and they get very well with it. You know, help with your mood. Have with a low energy. That means it works together with your mitochondria. So because the nitric oxide prevents the blood clot, how? It helps that the blood clot will not be formed. And this prevents the heart attack big time. It prevents also the stroke big time. When it comes to blood pressure, if anything can dilate properly, the blood vessel normally is going to have the blood pressure, okay? And then also the pressure at the level of the cell membrane. How much pressure do you have on the cell membrane? And there are many research prove that people who are taking enough of nitric oxide in a good form, they don't need any certain drug. So if you have a patient or any friend who have a blood pressure, instead of taking too much of this certain drug, that will definitely mess up your brain and really mess up. If you are man, you're going to lead it to become impotent and have a huge number of side effects. Nitric oxide will not hurt you. It will always help you in many levels. I'll give another example with the Viagra. The main thing about Viagra is it helps to produce more nitric oxide. And the more nitric oxide you have, more dilation you have, it's a vasodilator. Okay, it dilates the vessel. So you have more blood flow in your organ. More blood flow you have in the penis, stronger and the stronger you get, So the main thing about Viagra is it just helps to produce more of nitric oxide and for your machine to work properly. Nitric oxide helps a lot with almost every system in your body. Now, is there any trouble with that? Is there anything that could be a hindrance? Of course, yes. We call something called reactive oxygen in the body. That causes what we call oxidation. It makes the nitric oxide disappear very, very fast. That means you can eat a good sort of protein and properly transform into the nitric oxide, of course, through the vascular endothelial cells, and the next minute it will disappear. So how do we prevent that? We prevent that by taking antioxidants. We have many forms of antioxidants. So here I recommend you can take something that can help you to produce much more of glutathione. Okay, something that helps you take vitamin C in combination with vitamin E. For example, you can press lemon juice and add a little bit of sunflower seed oil. It's one of the highest concentrated forms of vitamin E in a natural form. So if you can condense that, it's great. Or you can use gooseberry powder, vitamin C very high, and then you make a little extra from it, or you can use it straight like that, and add a little bit of maybe a tablespoon of sunflower seed oil, and then you add a little bit of lemon juice to it, and you shake it very well, and then you drink that. It's a great antioxidant. I mean, very, very good. It's also a great anti-aging at the same time. Okay? So, and some people take it together with what we call alpha lipoic acid. It becomes really, really good. You see, when we grow up to 30 years old, because of the lifestyle we are living and the quality of food and too much stress, our body production of a nitric oxide becomes very, very low. So the nitric oxide need help. So what do we do to help? And so we can still produce enough, eat good quality of protein still, exercise properly. Exercise properly. I'm not talking about oxidative exercise. You need interval training exercise. Okay. Take folic acid. Okay, folic acid. Take omega-3. Omega-3, you can find omega-3 in chia seed, in hemp seed, and one of the best in the primrose oil. Okay, that's much more for asthmatic patients. So personally, I can say almost in all my smoothies now I'm putting chia seed. Yeah. So you need omega-3 like every single day. I say you need omega-3 every single day. You're going to need also alpha-lipoic acid. You're going to need vitamin C and vitamin E. When it comes to vitamin C, I would like to say that the body does not store vitamin C. So if you eat 10 orange right now, 10 orange, your body is going to use all the vitamin C from it, all of it. If you even eat 100 orange today, the body will not store that vitamin C. It will use all of it. That's why we have to be taking a good source of vitamin C every single day. We need that. Okay? So when you're taking it with the intention to produce much more of a nitric oxide, we need to combine the vitamin C with the vitamin E. It has to be put together. It has to be together, okay? So this is a little picture of the nitric oxide. You need it at every level of your life. At the cell membrane, for the memory, for your brain, for your muscle, for your arteries, for your heart, for everything, for your mood, for the energy, for blood clot, for every single thing in your body. By the way, all our cells need a regulator, and the nitric oxide is a biological regulator in our body. It helps a lot. Help a lot. It helps you also to prevent the accumulation of the plaque in your blood vessels. It helps to prevent the formation of this bad cholesterol, okay, and increase and help you to really protect your whole system. So, if people are taking enough source of nitric oxide, we will not be having heart attack. No. Nobody will have blood pressure problem. No. People will tell you, or the doctor will say, oh, if your grandma have blood pressure? Yes. If your mom have blood pressure? Yes. Okay. Then you have blood pressure in your family. Like, it doesn't make no sense. But we have been trained to accept these big deceptions. You know, it's a lie. All disease, 99%, to be accurate, is epigenetic, meaning it's linked to our lifestyle. Very, very, very small, almost 0.000% that will give us really the problem about hereditary trouble. Very, very, very low percentage of disease that are linked to your genes that you can't really do nothing about it. The most of it is our lifestyle. There are many people say, oh, diabetes in my family, but we do program and they're diabetes free. That is Pastor Vice from Chicago, his wife. She was on blood pressure problem for more than 20 years. I said, okay, let me put on the program. She was taking the medical missionary class from me in 2017. And she just followed the program for like 3 months. Then before the 3 months finished, she was blood pressure free until today. Done. In the beginning, she can't really believe it. Even though she had been in Wildwood, they have all the training all over, but we still have a lot of beliefs that are really against ourselves. It's time for us to get very practical, to say, you know what, God must have a way. It takes a lot of belief to believe that only men can fix their own problem and God could not. That's very serious right there. How do we believe in God and we don't believe in His provision? How that connects? Something is not correct. So I would like to say every one of us, we need enough of nitric oxide and find it from the good protein source and prevent the oxidative oxygen by using enough good source of antioxidant. Exercise properly, take your antioxidant, take your omega-3, sleep well, live well, and you are going to see. You will not need any medication, any blood pressure medication, anything about heart attack or stroke. May God really open our mind that we understand how much we need to learn God's ways. I just want to suggest that you think a little bit. Think a little bit that if everyone is taking a proper source, meaning things that will help the body to produce enough of nitric oxide, and nobody will have blood pressure. Imagine how that look like. The statin drugs sell every year about $2 billion in America. $2 billion. That means that whole section needs to be shut down. And they don't want that. So they won't be really giving us this information. Nitric oxide, you are taking the source of these things. You don't need any statin drug. You don't. And there are many doctors who prove it. That definitely you don't. But to run the system, we need to prescribe all of these things. So it's up to us to start learning and taking responsibility for our health. And I would like to mention here that we are not doing any prescriptions in these things we are doing. It's just health education. So 100% disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I'm not treating anybody. But we help people to change their lifestyle that they can really improve their health. If you have a medical condition, go straight to your doctor. He will guide you. But also I suggest that you educate yourself about how health really works. So we come to the end of this talk for this afternoon. And we are going to open the sections to the question. But I want to summarize quickly. To get the nitric oxide, what do you need? Number one, you need protein. And your protein needs to be broken down to amino acids. That means you need enough good quality of hydrochloric acid in your stomach. Then, number two, you're going to need arginine with one of the amino acid that you get from your proteins digestion. Now, the arginine needs to be accumulated. It needs to be into your endothelial cells. And from there, it will produce the nitric oxide. That means the quality of protein you are eating is very important. Your ability, meaning the concentration and quality of your hydrochloric acid is important. If you don't have enough, because with age, our hydrochloric acid becomes very, very small and very low in concentration. I would recommend in some conditions to take some enzyme that help you to break down much more your protein, okay? Because you can be eating good quality of protein. If you're in age 50 or 60 or whatever, you don't have enough good hydrochloric acid, you're still going to be depleted in a nitric oxide. Okay, so we have to balance the things out. So when you have your nitric oxide, you need to be taking enough antioxidants so that you still preserve enough of that in your system. And to do so, you need also to be aware that citrulline also helps a lot, which is one of the amino acids converted into arginine, and arginine in turn converted into nitric oxide. So because our nitric oxide is decreasing from year 30, we need to be taking things as vitamin C and E combined, alpha lipoic acid, folic acid, omega-3 big time, exercise, eat well, and then with God's grace, everything should be fine. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. And may God bless you that you start implementing these things in your lifestyle, and much more research on this. Go on YouTube and put nitric oxide. I would like to spell that for, maybe I'm not making myself clear enough. Nitric oxide is Nitric, nitric. Oxide, Oxyde, nitric oxide. Put that on YouTube and listen to the professional doctor who really explain this to you, okay? Thank you very much for listening, and we are going to be going to the question and answer and comment section now.
This is Eva. I do have a question. I have a young granddaughter who has juvenile glaucoma, and I did speak to a consultant at Nitric. They're telling us to take some different supplements and some vitamins that she can do and that she needs to become vegan. Is there anything that you
I have a problem
know
hearing
about?
you.
Yeah, about my granddaughter who has juvenile glaucoma, and the doctor was saying there's a possibility that she could go blind. But I have spoken to a doctor at Pine, and they were telling me that, you know, she would have to be become vegan. They gave us some supplements for her to start doing and for her to start doing some juicing and stuff. She's not here. She's in the Caribbean, so I got the supplements and stuff for her and sent it to her mom. But I'm trying to find out if there's anything that you know in regards to juvenile glaucoma.
Well, I will definitely make some suggestions. I recommend you call me back after the call. You understand? So I will make some suggestions over there. First of all, how do we get glaucoma? Glaucoma is a fracture in the eye. And then when we talk about fracture,
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing now.
Okay. So I was saying previously that I will make some explanation and suggestions that you really need help. You will call me after the call. So I'll say that glaucoma is due to the pressure in your eye. And when we're talking about pressure, we're referring to the minerals, we're referring to a kind of cholesterol that is in your diet. We're also referring to if you have any problem with your nerve in your eye, your optic nerve, all of that. There are many things that play a lot when it comes to these things. Now, to decrease the fracture, you see, we have this tendency of dealing with a body part. Nothing's going to happen in your eye by itself. It comes from somewhere. It comes from the imbalance in your system, and then it is expressed in the pressure in your eye. So I really believe that if you change completely the diet, and I will recommend to remove any kind of cassava from her diet, like right away. Remove cassava 100% from the diet. It's really bad for anybody who has blood pressure. Don't touch it. Okay, have a lot of cyanide and all of these bad cholesterol. It's not very healthy. And also, if she can avoid this industrial grown grain, because this grain, the way they grow it with the Roundup spray and this glyphosate influence, it's creating any kind of thing in our body, any kind of trouble. Take enough grain, especially if it can be juicing, that will be very good. Eat well and take a lot of very balanced minerals. You need mineral a lot to really work properly on the membrane of the cell. It's something that also helps to reduce the pressures in the eye. Like I was saying previously, for much more detail, you can call me on 347-984-3402. Okay? 347-984-3402. So I would like to ask some question about her lifestyle. Is there anything prior to that? How long it has been? So there are many details that people might not really need on the line to be listening to. So you can call me and then we can talk much more in detail and we can suggest much more things before. Okay?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that afterwards.
Next person, please. Question or comments. You might have a good comment, something you want to share. It's very open.
One comment I would like to add in terms of protein is chewing your food well so that we help the body in terms of breaking these foods down. It's a tough task because we have gotten so accustomed to doing things so differently. Number one is eating and drinking at the same time. That should be out completely. We should stop drinking half an hour before we eat, and 2 hours after you eat, then you should start drinking again. So we should never eat and drink, which is a habit that I think the world has picked up, and also chewing your food well before you swallow. So you should your food should actually be in a liquid form before you actually swallow. And that would help to break down a lot of, when the saliva mixes with the food, it starts the process of the enzymes in the saliva would start the process of breaking down the food. Then, of course, the hydrochloric acid also would continue to break down the food. So making it easier as it goes from one place to the next in the body to break down. Sorry, Pastor Coco, you were going to say something?
I just have a quick comment. I am going back to work, but I'm glad you said about chewing the food because I think that is my problem. I don't chew as much as I should. I wolf down the food, and I've always known that you have to chew well for digestion, and sometimes I have some, and it makes me gassy, so I'm purposefully chewing longer and trying to take my time when I eat. So, yeah, so I'm glad that you mentioned that. And I'm glad that you mentioned about the drinking of the water. That I have stopped doing a long time ago, but the chewing I still have to master.
We are.
Yeah, that's just a habit that we take and we know that we shouldn't be doing it. So in a sense it's kind of disobedience, but I'm glad that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the comment because definitely drinking water during meal, you can't drink water during the meal and have a good digestion. It is not possible because you're going to dilute your hydrochloric acid and other digestive juice, so you cannot have a proper digestion. So thank you very much for the comment. And chewing the food very well is very important. Next question and comment.
Okay, I have a question. Is there a relationship between viscosity, and the enzyme nitric oxide? If someone has viscosity, that's varicose veins.
Yeah, I want you to spell it a little bit for me. I'm not getting very well.
Varicose veins, folks, women has a lot of that pressure on those veins.
Vein. Okay.
Varicose veins.
You are asking?
Is there a relationship between the enzyme nitric oxide, what you're speaking about today, and folks who has the varicose veins problem, viscosity? Yeah.
Definitely it has. Definitely it has. But it's not the only problem with it. It's not the only problem.
Okay.
It's not the only problem, but it plays a big role. The quality of blood is very important, and the health of your vein and your arteries. That you have to do a lot with the nitric oxide. Definitely.
All right. And is it safe to use the white oak bark? Because someone mentioned that.
For what?
for the varicose veins?
Yeah, varicose, the white oak bark is good for anything has to do with the bone, flesh, and cartilage. Anything that has to repair. Whatever you have to repair in the body, is it the bones, is it the flesh, in any organ, you need a white oak bark. Okay?
Okay.
But to deal with varicose vein, you need external and internal treatment. You have to put in something topical to dilate the vein and your whole thing there. And then you have to change your diet 100%, like change it completely right. And take a good source of L-arginine, a good source of citrulline, take your vitamin C and E combined, take your folic acid properly, take omega-3 salts, exercise, and I would recommend people to take cayenne pepper tincture mixed with hemp oil, okay? And rub it in the place, rub it on your varicose vein. It will really, really help you big time. And change your diet, move around, let your lymph flow, let the blood flow. If you are overweight, you gotta take off the weight. You gotta take off the weight and start repairing the body. Take enough of good collagen, because anytime you have to repair any organ in the body, you need collagen. Big time. You're going to need some stem cells, so eat a very fresh food possible, green juice, all of these things. Varicose vein is not really the problem. It's because our lifestyle, that's why we're in so much trouble. Our problem is we want to take a pill for it. We don't want to change the lifestyle. That's where all the problems are coming from.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor.
Mm-hmm. Next question, next comment.
Yes, the question is it possible to get the lesson before we get on the phone? Because I have trouble understanding, and I'd like to follow the lesson. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good idea that we can suggest some. That's the reason why we are recording the messages. So, like this now is recorded, then you can listen to it, and then next Monday, or even before next Monday, you can call to ask questions, or the next Monday before we start, you ask your question concerning the previous.
Right, correct.
Mm-hmm. So you can send your phone number that, or the person who indicated a line to you can send the number to Kim, and then they send you the recording. You listen to it, and you prepare your question. You can call during the week and call today, tomorrow, anytime, or you also wait for Monday and bring your question back, and we deal with that before we get to the new subject.
Yeah,
okay?
That would be good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Pastor.
You're very welcome.
Pastor, what are good sources of protein? I know you usually say garbanzo beans, which is chana for persons from the Caribbean. That's a good source and probably the only bean you recommend for us to eat. Are legumes good, or is that acidic also? In terms of eating beans, because I know a lot of people like to use beans and legumes, like the split peas. A lot of Caribbean people use the split peas to do like the dal, with rice and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how much of these legumes we can use. And as I said, the beans, you only really recommend the garbanzo beans for protein, and also it's a good source of a lot of other stuff too. So can you recommend any other good sources of protein, or we said we have to get arginine, and the other one that you said we needed good sources of?
No, the thing is that we don't need protein. That's number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't need any protein. We
Mm-hmm.
need amino acids.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a green juice right now, that green juice have a lot of amino acids in it.
Ah.
There is a research done where they take a dandelion and they juice it.
Mm.
And they find them having so much amino acid in the dandelion juice than the beef you just eat. You know? So we don't need any protein. We need amino acid, meaning the end product of the digestion of the protein. For example, we just need to ask ourselves some simple questions. When God created Adam and Eve, they don't use to eat any animal product. Where do they get the protein from? That's one. For someone who don't believe, I will ask the question. Where the cow get the protein from? The cow eats grass all day. How the cow, just by eating grass, can form so much of like muscle mass like that? Look at all the big animals. They are vegan. How they form so much good protein that we want so hard? It's just because they have a good source of amino acids. Okay, we can be eating grass all day like an animal, yes, but we can choose. You know, we can choose and be fine. Now, if you want really to cook things, okay, use your garbanzo bean, and you can soak that for a couple of hours, not too much, to remove your fatty acid. And this is also one of the kind of enzyme inhibitor. But don't cook it for long, otherwise you might remove too much of the mineral from it. Okay? So the beans, yes, you can eat some sometime, but the problem today is how these things are grown. Okay, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, soybean has been healthy, have been really healthy. But today, the same soybean is a poison. It's a big poison. So if you didn't read a book written in 1995 or 2000, they want to tell you how good is soy. It helps to reverse a lot of conditions. That is one of the things that help the Asian women be so fertile. They don't have too much trouble with the menopause. And they give us so much list of how much soybean has been good. It's no longer the same thing today. It has been engineered to make too much of industrial plastic. So soybean become very deadly right now. So it's because of the change of the way they grow the food, the way they make the food available, that's where the danger is coming from. So myself, I will eat a bean by accident. Maybe I can't say I will never, but I might eat it. Maybe I'm traveling or going somewhere I don't have nutrient to eat a little bit of it. As much you can avoid this thing, avoid it. If you buy this bean from the canned food, what they put there to preserve it? Too much oxygen, because they put the oxygen to prevent the can from being rust. And we are eating these things, and that's why the children are growing so fast. You see a little girl, 10-year-old, she's already a woman. Some of them 9-year-old, they're already having their period. It's not normal. Children growing so fast, everything's upside down. They are always super agitated. The food we are feeding them, we make them become like that. You know, so I would really recommend to people to learn about the quality of food, how the food is grown, how much the food is exposed, to these preservatives, to do the insecticide, to these the things, pesticide, whatever. So food security is a problem. The next thing is the seed. Monsanto tried hard and still trying to control the seed around the world. Because if you start taking their seeds are already engineered. So you are subject to use some of the fertilizer, some of their things to maintain your crop properly. So it's a global system of deception going on right now. So you need to know even your green juice have protein in it. God is so wise in putting all we need right there for us. We just need to be instructed, to be educated about it, and then do things properly. So nobody needs protein. We need amino acid and a good source of it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I don't recommend milk. People, the doctor will say to take milk or take cheese, take that. I don't recommend none of these things because they are toxic to the body. If you are taking supplement like spirulina, it's very concentrated in amino acid. It's a good source of helping you with protein. There are many, many things. If we are eating right, the body will make everything it's needed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. And I don't think anybody else has questions. So.
All right. If anybody have a question or comment, so we're going to pray to close. Okay, let's pray then. Eternal Father God, we thank you for this time. Help us to be very responsible because we are accountable of how we are managing the body you have given to us, our daily vehicle that takes us everywhere. Help us to know it's a holy duty to keep ourselves healthy so that we can perform our appointed duties toward our fellow family members, our fellow brothers and sisters in faith, and to perform the spiritual gifts you have given to us for the edification of your church. Help us to become very, very mindful that every minute judgment being passed is for our own good to obey, is for our own blessing to listen and obey. Help us, Lord, that we take heed to your instructions, that we don't need to put too much strain upon ourselves and too much strain upon our family members, because when we are sick, many people will be stressed, some will be losing the job to help us. Help us to make intelligent choices. It was a very good day. Bless everyone on the line. You know people who have family problem, finance problem, health issues. You ask them for your help this afternoon. Bless us again. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.